Good evening and welcome into Ashe County High School at Husky Stadium for another edition of Friday Night Football. Tonight's matchup pits the host Ashe County Huskies against the Vikings of North Wilkes. Ashe County riding high right now, 7-0. North Wilkes yet to scratch that win column on the season. But they could be in for a matchup here tonight. Definitely not a team you want to overlook. I'm Tyler Ashe alongside Nathan Ham. Proud to bring you the action here on senior night tonight, Nate. So a big night for all of these players.
It is. You know, they want to go out with a win on their last regular season home game. Of course, we will have a home playoff game most likely. But, you know, senior night, their parents are here, friends and family and everybody. They want to score a big win tonight over North Wilkes.
Yeah, that's certainly the case. And we see there now we'll break away and show you some footage from before the game just a few minutes ago, before the coin toss of some of these senior players. You see smiles all around. Good to see these guys out here being recognized, as well as all of our varsity cheerleaders and their parents recognized before the game. And we'll be showing the complete presentation of all the seniors and the ceremony there before the game at halftime a little bit later here in tonight's broadcast. Well, while the captains are meeting at midfield for the results of the coin toss, we're going to break away for a minute and show you a big-time victory last week, homecoming edition, for Ashe County High School and their big victory, 48-14, over the East Wilkes Cardinals. Now it's going to be first down on the 17-yard line. Handoff goes to Sullivan again, fighting up the middle. One man to beat, twisting around, and he is not going to be stopped. He's a man on a mission. The Huskies, now less than a minute into this ball game, find pay dirt already. Comes the punting unit. Low snap, and the punter loses this one, and he is going to be dropped quickly, closing in convincing fashion there. We see Joseph Louder and also one half of the Baker boys, Sean Baker, number 52. Bowers joined by Barnes. Play action now. Looking across the middle. Now finds Ellis on the left side, stretching ahead toward the pylon, and he is in. Touchdown, Husky. Going to make it a 3-score advantage. Here's the handoff to Sullivan, fighting ahead, and basically goes untouched as he waltzes into the end zone for the second time tonight. At the 50-yard line, play action. Bowers looking on this near side, airing it out deep, has McNeil. Did he get the foot down? And it is ruled a catch. Now 1st and 10 inside the 15. Bowers airing, looking at the corner of the end zone, and McNeil again. This time he certainly does get that foot down, no question, and puts up 6 more on that scoreboard. Stacked receivers to the right. Bowers looking to throw all the way, looking end zone. Worley's direction, has the catch, and takes it across the goal line for a touchdown. 5-yard line. Bowers all alone again in the backfield. This time has his man deep, and McNeil wide open across the middle. And 6 more for the Ashe County Huskies, just making it look easy out there. Special teams onside kick attempts. This time going to go to the ground game. Barnes, and he's in. So Hunter Barnes is rewarded again here tonight with another touchdown. Ward, 2 men in the backfield as well. Fires this one out to the near side. This one is picked off. Kenny Reed taking it back up the field. He's down to the 25 and finally wrestled down there. So another big-time victory last week for the Huskies. Great way to celebrate homecoming. We see the Ashe County Huskies getting ready to take the field. There come the Vikings of North Wilkes, still trying to get that first victory of the season, that elusive win. And here in the corner of the end zone at Ashe County High School, we see all the numbers there for the seniors, and this is a senior-laden team for sure, Nate, as the Huskies get ready to take the field.
Yeah, it seems like we also had a senior-laden team last year too, but that's a good thing when you got some good, solid depth. You do have a lot of upperclassmen every year, but a lot of seniors in this year's class certainly be missed, and hopefully we can do something special in the playoffs.
And we hear the band proudly cheering on these Huskies. The coin toss was won by North Wilkes. They elected to receive, so we'll see what this Ashe County defense can show for the first time here as they take the field, giving up very few points. They've been slim to none facing this Ashe County team for opposing squads. So they have done the job here for this Husky team. And, of course, when that offense putting up some big numbers, defense may not have to be too great, but this defense certainly has risen to the occasion in almost every game this year, Nate.
Each and every week we've seen them improve quite a bit, from giving up 42 to North Surrey to, you know, we've shut out a couple of teams, held them really low in the scorebook, and sometimes they've scored some, you know, garbage time touchdowns against us late in contests when we have big leads.
And one guy noticeably absent you'll see on kickoffs and extra point attempts, Kendall Richardson is out for the Huskies here tonight. And we'll see Bradley Lucas doing the kicking duties as we are underway from Ashe County High School Senior Night 2014. This kick will be fielded around the 10-yard line. Trying to find some room up the middle. Oh, and sandwiched by a couple of Husky defenders there. Nathaniel Hunt trying to find some room, but the 5'7" senior finds little to none there.
Absolutely. Another key component of this team that keeps getting better each week. Special teams play has just really kept improving. They've had some down moments. Coach Hampton's talked about that. But so far, at least tonight, big hit right there on the opening kickoff.
And manning the quarterback position, number 10, Dylan Bogus. This North Wilkes Vikings in the shotgun set. Here's a wide receiver screen. Bubble screen trying to cut it back to the middle, and no room there. Huskies had that one read all the way. Coming in, making first contact, Alex Richardson, and then big Hunter Scott finishing that one off.
Great job there by Richardson, a junior, to read that play perfectly. Made sure that screen pass was going nowhere.
Well, Nate, we know these two teams, they meet this season, and unfortunately for North Wilkes, definitely not the way they want this year to be going. We know they were going to be a young team coming in, still looking for some improvement as they continue on, but last year we were treated to a great matchup, but a complete reversal this year.
Absolutely. North Wilkes really lost pretty much everybody on their team, especially L.J. Hendren really put on a show last year all season long for the Vikings. And it's been a tough rebuild for them, but, every now and then sometimes you just have a really talented senior class, but not a whole lot behind them, and that's what North Wilkes has been faced with.
Now, we do know that North Wilkes does have a freshman who could be making some big noise here in the future years for this Wilkes team.
Oh, yeah. Get ready to hear the name Tyler Bowles. Big-time athlete, actually probably even better wrestler than football player.
And there we see quickly back to the action. Pass is complete to number 2, David Wood. Gets them close to this first down marker, closer I should say. But not enough for the first. That's going to be 4th and 4. Now, they line up a little bit differently than you'll see most teams here with the punt formation, Nate.
I've noticed that. Maybe they don't really feel comfortable in having a long snap from center, but, hey, whatever your punter's comfortable with, that's what they'll do.
And there we see a pretty good punt, going to roll dead about the 40-yard line on Ashe County's side of the field. And we see this aerial assault offense, air raid, to be exact, and led by senior quarterback number 14, Connor Bowers. Nate, you see the numbers there on screen, putting together a phenomenal year. As
we've said every week, that completion percentage just keeps creeping up there, and just crossed the 2,000-yard mark last week. How about 27 touchdowns and only 7 interceptions? Yeah, they've been
few and far between after throwing those 4 in the first game of the year. As we see a quick pass completion to Jacob Worley, showing his after-the-catch football moves, getting out here close to first down yardage, and he's a guy who really stepped up last week, getting a nice touchdown catch.
Yeah, as he's really been relied on. Of course, earlier in the season, we missed a little time with Jacob Blevins and Mason McNeil. He stepped in nicely there as well.
Nice 7-yard gain on first play from scrimmage for this Ashe County offense. 2nd down and 3. 4 wide set. This time handoff goes to Hunter Barnes. He's scooting down inside the 40, the 35, still on his feet, refusing to go down finally. Forced down from behind. Nice tackle there by Hayden Myers, but not before Hunter Barnes takes it all the way down inside the 25.
Powerful run there by our senior running back. Didn't start off the season getting many carries, but here lately really been a focal point in the backfield.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Nate, he just continues to improve. You talk about guys who have improved during the course of this season, perhaps none bigger than Hunter Barnes carrying that ball, as we see a quick timeout here on the field from North Wilkes. But can't say enough about Hunter Barnes. Last year was a solid backup to Jonathan Cox. This year, the first, 2 or 3 weeks didn't see a carry, I believe, but now we've seen him getting touchdowns in each of the last 2 games.
Yeah, he was used a lot earlier in the season on defense, but here on offense lately, we've been getting the rock some and not been disappointing Coach Hampton and the rest of the offensive staff.
So North Wilkes choosing to quickly take a timeout, as we see there in the huddle. Coach Monty Chipman trying to get his guys back on track here after giving up that big play on just the second one of the game for this Ashe County offense, a big 20-plus yard carry, courtesy of the senior tailback Hunter Barnes, that we talked about, just has continued to improve as this season has progressed, doing a great job and becoming one of the leading rushers for this Ashe County squad. And you like to see that, because now it gives you more weapons on offense. Sky Sullivan, we know what he can do out of the backfield, Colin Ellis as well, but Coach Hampton seems to like him better as a wideout.
I think you're right on that.
Now quickly back to the action, pass over to the far side, just in and out of the hands of Jacob Worley, and then delivering a nice hit there, Gavin Huffman, making sure he did not reel that one in. So pass thrown just a bit high from Bowers, looking for Worley on that post route, trying to find the end zone early, but to no avail. So after the incompletion, that'll bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Huskies, working from the 22-yard line of North Wilkes. First drive of the ball game, no score. Shotgun set again. Bowers fires across the middle, finds Colin Ellis. He's inside the 5. Not going to get into the end zone, but sets up the Huskies nicely here. Looks like he's going to be on about the 1-yard line where it'll be 1st and goal for Ashe County.
Not the start you want if you're a North Wilkes fan. Obviously, the coaching staff not pleased either, burned an early timeout pretty much just to try to refocus their kids over there. But right now, Ashe just doing whatever they want to against the Vikings.
Already showing they can do it in the air and via the ground game. 1st and goal from the 1. Barnes gets the carry, but he is going to be bottled up in the backfield. Nice job there on that goal line possession, or play, I should say, from that North Wilkes defense. Stepping up, making a nice hit there. Looked like Dalton Hall, the sophomore linebacker, coming up and delivering a big hit on Barnes. It's now working from the 2, 2nd down and goal. Bowers joined by Barnes in the backfield. He'll get the carry this time, not going to be touched, and just waltzes into the end zone. Make it 3 in a row. Games he has scored. Hunter Barnes, senior running back.
Nice easy score there for the Huskies to open this contest. North Wilkes needs to really focus here on defense if they want any chance to stay in this ball game.
Quickly finding pay dirt just a couple of minutes into this ball game. We know these guys work quickly, as evidenced by that quick drive. Now Mason McNeil on to actually do the kicking duties here, and looks great doing it. That one is up and good. So the junior wide receiver filling in here nicely for Kendall Richardson on that PAT, and make it a full 7 points there for the Huskies. As that caps off a nice 6-play, 60-yard drive, and there we can't say enough. Hunter Barnes, 3 carries, 32 yards and a TD.
Yeah, nice balanced drive right there. Use the passing a little bit and the running attack. Try to, balance that offense out a little bit. Teams can prepare for the pass, but when you can mix in that run as well, it'll only mean good things for the Huskies.
Nice drive to start off the ball game. That's something that we saw last week. It's always good to be able to piece together those nice long drives. Not a very long drive there, but we saw him last week put together a nice 13-play drive and taking it almost the distance of the field, I believe, a couple weeks before that against Wilkes Central. So these Huskies just keep improving, it seems, as we've heard Coach Hampton talk about, how this offense gets a lot of credit, and especially the pass offense. Defense has stepped up admirably this season, though, and the rushing game has only continued to improve.
It has. If you want to put long drives together, you have to be able to run the football, eat a little bit of that clock away.
This time Nathaniel Hunt going to give it a go again, and once again he tried to reverse fields there, cutting it over to the left side, but little to no room to work with yet again, as he just barely gets across that 25-yard line. So we'll see North Wilkes going to work with a long field yet again on this second offensive possession for them here in the ball game, trailing Ashe County 7-0, as you see there on the Miller Insurance scoreboard. And tonight's game is brought to you by Miller Insurance, located in downtown West Jefferson. Be sure to check out Miller Insurance for all your insurance needs. And boy, North Wilkes is needing something extra going right there on that play, as we see Big Baker coming in making a big play.
Yeah, they need to call Miller Insurance, see if they can provide somebody that can block Sean Baker right there.
Oh man, they need some better protection than what they're getting. Maybe Miller can give it to them.
Yeah.
So after the no gain, they'll say, on that carry. Brings up 2nd down and 10. We see man in motion. This time dropping back to pass is Bogus, being flushed out of the pocket now by Sean Baker. Now going to be wrapped up in the middle of the field, and coming up with another nice defensive play. Number 52, Sean Baker, the senior, stepping up here on senior night.
Absolutely. Good to see the seniors coming out big, not being kind of shell-shocked by the moment, their last home game, as they call it. But right there, Sean Baker really coming out of the gates on fire, making plays all over the field.
So we stopped the ball carrier for no gain last time. This time marked it down for a loss of 2. So we see Bogus going to have to go to the air again. Feeling the heat, hit after he throws, fires it to the left side, but to no avail. A little bit out of bounds, but providing some nice defense there. We see Zach Uten in the secondary.
Good coverage there by Uten as well. Pressure from the defensive line. Can't really ask for much more from the Huskies on this drive. Yet another 3 and out.
That's exactly right, as they'll be faced with an obvious punting situation, 4th and 12 on their own 27. She said this Husky defense holding serve. Oh, this one is going to be blocked. And Bradley Lucas comes up with it at the 20, going to be quickly wrapped up. But how about this, Nate? The Huskies going to be gifted here, starting from inside the Viking 20-yard line.
Yeah, good, nice job there by the defensive line there. Get some pressure, block that punt. And how about setting Ashe up with some terrific field position, as you said.
Not sure exactly who got the fingertips on that deflection, but nonetheless, a great job getting penetration. They're actually going to mark it back just outside the 20-yard line, so the 22. Ashe County will take over, already up by a touchdown early in this ball game on senior night. Bowers in the shotgun set, 4 wide receivers, 2 to the left and right, dropping back, looking to the corner of the end zone. Wide open is Mason McNeil, and he may not be a senior, but he knows how to make those big plays.
Yeah, really one of our big play threats in the passing game. We've got so many of them. Mason McNeil's certainly right up there on top of that list.
Able to just get past the secondary, get a few steps to say the least, and showing off his speed. We talk about the speed of Jacob Blevins, but don't sleep on Mason McNeil. He can scoot as well.
He can, and he's really got that extra advantage of being a little bit taller as well.
So after the fresh off the touchdown reception, Mason McNeil back onto the field to kick the extra point. The hold, the snap, the kick, right down Main Street, 14-0 Ashe County. Just like that, it takes them just one play, 22 yards, and Mason McNeil, the recipient of yet another Connor Bowers touchdown.
Another quick start for the Husky offense. We've gotten so used to that here lately. Can't ask for a whole lot more from this offense. They've been given the ball twice and put it right into the end zone both times.
So the Huskies on cruise control already. It seems up 14-0. You know, coming into this one, we heard Coach Hampton talking about it. You know, you throw aside the records in this Mountain Valley Conference sometimes, and you say anybody can beat anybody on a given day. And this could have been a trap game for Ashe County, sort of looking ahead, you know, what they face with Starmount next week and then Elkin both on the road the week after next. But so far the Huskies have stepped up, and certainly they're not sleeping to kick off this one.
Yeah, they've been really focused so far on all sides of the ball, and hopefully that's something that maintains through the entire ball game.
Bradley Lucas on to kick this one away, and sort of an onside kick attempt. Can the Huskies get there? No, and I believe that one, yes, goes out of bounds. Hard to tell from up here on the press box. And that will draw a flag against the Huskies, so North Wilkes going to be given some great field position to start this game. And while we have a minute, we'll quickly look down the schedule here thus far in the 2014 football season. Ashe County unblemished both in conference and overall, 4-0 and 7-0. And there at the bottom we see North Wilkes and both West Wilkes yet to scratch that win column yet at 0-4. So as we said there, certainly opposite tails of the tape for these two teams.
Yeah, as you said, Ashe, quite a bit more experienced team than North Wilkes, and West Wilkes as well. They did not have many seniors either. But for Ashe, really relying on this senior leadership has been such a key aspect to this season. Lots of seniors making plays, and underclassmen following suit to their senior team leaders.
So after the penalty, North Wilkes takes over on their own 35-yard line. And trying to go to the run game, nothing doing, as we see Hunt stood up, I should say, in the backfield. Hunter Scott making a big play. No gain, they'll call it, so that'll bring up a 2nd down and 10 situation. Ashe County yet to give up anything on this ground. Attack by North Wilkes. 3 wide receivers to his right. Motion across the line. Joined by Hunt in the backfield. Bogus going to air this one out deep. And nearly intercepted by Kenny Reed. And look at him. His reaction tells it all. He wanted that ball, and he knows he should have had it.
Yeah, he definitely did. Senior would like to have an interception in their final regular season home game. But either way, right there, good coverage, and could have reeled that in. Gave Ashe a turnover, but nonetheless forces another 3rd down for North Wilkes.
Yeah, faced with yet another 3rd and long situation. So far 0 for 3 in the ball game, as the Huskies have forced 2 3 and outs, looking to make it 3, and it looks like it's going to be. Wow, look at that speed. Baker breaking through that offensive line and bringing down Bogus for a sack.
Baker right there, and Alex Richardson making sure in case he did get away, he was right there, but looked like no one getting away from Sean Baker on that play.
Let's bring on the punting unit once again as the Vikings drop back into punt formation. Colin Ellis back deep to return. This one barely gets away. Huskies looking to block that one again, and will be downed right at midfield by Hayden Myers. So Ashe County going to be gifted with great field position once again, Nate, starting at midfield.
Absolutely. Looks like a repeat of the West Wilkes game where it took us a while to have the ball in our own territory.
So Ashe moves back onto the field. So far 2 for 2 in terms of scoring on both possessions. First time put together a nice 6-play drive. Last time didn't have to work nearly as hard. One play to go 22 yards. Nice pass from Bowers to McNeil. 4 wide shotgun set. Joined by Barnes in the backfield off of play action. Bowers firing deep down this near side, looking for Blevins, and not able to hang on to it, but providing some nice defense there. Hayden Myers.
One of the few seniors that North Wilkes actually sends out there. Great job in coverage by Myers.
So there we see what's become the norm for Jacob Blevins in this Husky offense. He's being double covered each and every game now.
He is. Teams have figured out he really is one of our key weapons, but as we've said all along, we've got guys all over the bench just waiting to get a chance to come out here and catch some passes from our senior quarterback in this air raid offense.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I believe last week we tallied up at least 8 different players receiving a pass from Bowers, as we see another one complete, this time to Colin Ellis, sophomore dual threat offensive player. Call him an athlete because he can play quarterback, running back, or wideout. That's going to be right at first down yardage. See if the officials choose to measure this one. Right at the 40-yard line, which is the first down marker, and no need to measure, says head referee John Dees. Move those chains, and Ashe County gets a quick first down here on this drive once again.
I think Chain Gang might have fell asleep over there for a minute.
Maybe this Husky offense can wake them up here, keep getting these first downs. So 1st and 10 on the 40-yard line now. After a nice gainer to Colin Ellis, this time being flushed from the pocket. Going to tuck it and run is Bowers. He's near the first down mark and wisely just steps out of bounds. Nate, that's something we've seen more and more from Bowers as the season has gone on, the willingness just to tuck and run when he knows he doesn't have a man open downfield.
We've seen that quite a bit more than we did last year especially, and even more so this year. He's running, and also he's not afraid to throw the football away. Doesn't need to force a throw. Really limited the turnovers this year, and that's been a big key to the offensive success.
As we talked about, now up to, 28 touchdown passes on the season, and against 7 interceptions, which means he's through 4, as most people maybe forget now, in the very first game of the season. So in 6 games since that time, he's only thrown 3.
Absolutely. Can't ask for much better ball security from your quarterback.
Oh, and there's trying to set up a bubble screen to Jacob Blevins, unable to find the handle, but maybe more importantly there, more worrisome, he looks maybe a little shaken up after that play, favoring that left leg.
Hopefully everything will be okay. He's really going to be key to any kind of playoff run this team wants to put together.
So after the incomplete pass on 2nd and short, make it 3rd down and 1. This time just going to go to the ground game for Barnes, looking for the first down, but not going to get it, wrapping him up behind the line of scrimmage. Number 55, Luke Miles, stepping up and making a very nice play from his defensive line position.
Strong play from North Wilkes, gives them a little hope here, makes it a 4th and short, and as we see Jacob Blevins hobbling off the field, being replaced by Carter Calhoun. Hopefully nothing serious for our leading receiver.
Exactly. You really hate to see that. We know he's been held out of the game earlier this year due to hamstring concerns. And hopefully everything will be all right and he's good to go. They're actually going to say that play was right at first down yardage. Now they're going to bring on the chain gang here, measure, and give him a first down. So maybe gifted with a little better spot than what it looked like from up here. I thought the stop was made behind the line, but Hunter Barnes able to get just enough. Didn't need much, just less than a yard, and gets enough inches there to move those chains. Gets it by just the nose of the ball. So a fresh set of downs here for the Ashe County Huskies now on the North Wilkes 30-yard line. This time Bowers feeling the heat, trying to scramble away, gets away from one man, and will get no farther than that. Bringing him down with authority, number 34, Nathan Anderson.
Saw a lot of Viking players in there getting good pressure on Connor that time, and forces a 2nd and long here for the Huskies. First real big loss they've had on a play so far tonight.
See how the Huskies can adjust now, as you said it, facing a long yardage situation on 2nd down, 2nd and 14 to be exact. That knocked him back all the way to about the 34-yard line. Sticking with this 4-wide set. Calhoun, McNeil to the left, Ellis, McNeil to the right, and this one dropped. A surefire interception. Number 12, Dustin Adams, looked like he may have had the pick, but unable to hang on to it. So Bowers averted disaster there. He knows he got away with one there, Nate.
He did, definitely got away with that one. Tough drop there for a senior defensive back. Would like to make a big play for the Vikings, especially trailing by 14, but just wasn't meant to be on that one. See if they can get a stop on 3rd down.
Huskies converted just a couple of plays, or 3 plays ago on a 3rd and short. Now facing 3rd and 14, however. Bowers looking across to this near side. Pass is caught inside the 30. That is Mason McNeil. Gets it up there just past the original line of scrimmage by a few yards. So 4th down and about 7-8 yards to go now for the Huskies. We've seen them have success, though, in these type of situations. Last week we know that big catch, although it was a questionable one and we deemed by our replay that it was not a catch, they converted on, I believe it's about the same situation here, about 4th and 7.
Yeah, and obviously without Kendall Richardson tonight, field goal certainly not an option, so we'll see what the Huskies draw up on 4th down.
And blow everything dead, hold everything, I should say, as flag flies on the field. And that's going to go against North Wilkes. Offsides. So give the Huskies 5 more yards. We'll make this a much more manageable 4th, and we'll call it 3 yards to go for the first, now needing to get down to that 20-yard line.
And that really opens up the playbook quite a bit more. Might have been tough to run the football there for an 8-yard game, but here at 4th and 3, you got Barnes in the backfield. You can put Colin Ellis there as well. Just really a whole lot of plays Hampton can draw up here.
Like you said, now that playbook opens wide up. 4th down and 3, dropping back to pass. Bowers fires it out and tipped. And is it intercepted? No, it falls to the turf. Kicking himself there is Nathaniel Hunt, but you know, you talk about there, of course you would like to come up with the interception, but you're actually going to have better field position by just knocking that one down.
Yeah, you know, he wanted that for his own personal stat line there, but for the team, saves him about 15 yards. But big stop by the Viking defense. They really wanted to stay in this ball game. Had to have that stop. Can't really give up 21 points in the first quarter. Expect to upset the Huskies, but right there, good defensive stop.
So a couple of passes we've seen now from Connor Bowers been deflected or dropped an interception. There's another one, and he's looked solid, but a little shaky on this drive to finish that one off. So after the turnover on downs, first play, toss sweep over to the left. Here's Hunt, fresh after nearly coming up with an interception. And he's not going to find much room. Nice contained there on the edge by that Husky defense.
Yeah, good job by Zach Uten on the outside. Make sure he didn't get the boundary there, and only a short gain for Ashe, or for North Wilkes, excuse me.
Call it gain of just 1. Brings up 2nd down and 9. Really nothing doing for this North Wilkes offense yet to even pick up a first down. As we see Bogus rolling out on the near side, throws it on the run, and in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Dustin Adams. He thrown a bit behind him, and he just couldn't find the handle.
Adams having a tough go of it here early. Dropped an interception there, dropped a short pass. Had a little bit of running room in front of him, but couldn't watch the ball into his hands.
It looked like one of those moves we talk about it. His head was already looking downfield, or his eyes were, and didn't hang on and make the catch beforehand. So that's going to bring up another 3rd and long situation for North Wilkes, still yet to pick up a first here in this ball game. Now after play action, throwing it off his back foot, pass is caught, and that is a nice gainer, and finally something to hang your hat on if you're North Wilkes. Pass complete to Colton Baker, and move those chains for the Vikings.
Nice pass there to Baker. Good job holding on to that one. Gives North Wilkes an extra set of downs.
So finding some momentum here after the big defensive stand, forcing a turnover on downs from Ashe County, now picking up their own first down out to the 35. This time handoff, and this play actually going nowhere, stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Dustin Adams, no room to work. Nice job there by that Husky defensive front. Maybe a gain of half a yard, so they'll bring up about 2nd down, and we'll call it 10 still. Shotgun set, this time 2 men joining Bogus in the backfield, and he'll go to the man lined up behind him. I believe that was Hunt, and he's going to be stopped almost immediately once again. Maybe picks up another half a yard. So now we'll call it a full yard. 3rd down and 9 situation once again. Able to convert last time, however, on a 3rd and 9. We'll see what North Wilkes draws up this time. Bogus in the shotgun, dropping back, throwing all the way over that near side. Pass is intercepted, deflected, and then into the hands of Evan Owen. He's turning it back up the field. Stopped at the 50. Flags do fly. But I believe that interception will stand, Nate.
It should, and right there, nice play by a pair of seniors. Zach Uten gets in there, knocks it up in the air, and Evan Owen pulls down the interception, and once again ends a North Wilkes drive.
So this Husky defense forcing a quick turnover there after they gave up 1 first down, but not going to give up another one. And that indeed is the call, a holding penalty against Ashe County after the fact of the interception. So this offense will stay onto the, as they come onto the field, will be able to stay onto the field. Won't have as good a field position, however, as we see the official word from John Dees, head referee here tonight. So that'll drop them from the 50 back to their own 40, so still not a bad place to start this drive if you're Ashe County.
No, definitely not, and I think this will be the first snap they've had inside their own territory tonight. But as you said, still starting at the 40-yard line, not bad at all for the Husky offense.
So as this offense comes onto the field, we know that Connor Bauer's going to look to sharpen things up a bit. Lucky to come away with no interceptions on that previous drive. Play action. He's going right back to the air again. Pass is caught. Mason McNeil found a seam right up the middle of the field, and Bowers delivers a perfect pass to find him.
Hit him right there in stride. Couldn't have made a much better throw than that. Picks up quite a few yards there. Puts Ashe right back into North Wilkes territory.
Short-term memory there once again being displayed by Connor Bowers. A couple of bad throws on the previous drive, but quickly making up for it here. Now we see 4 wide yet again. Trips to the left. Elmer Alvarez lining up to the right side, but this time go the handoff to Sky Sullivan, the sophomore tailback. Picks up about 5, it looks like, but a flag does fly after the play. Could be in the area of holding. And it will be, so back up the Huskies 10 yards from the spot of the foul.
Holding penalty called against Ashe County, moves the ball back 10 yards. They'll now be at the 45-yard line. This time with a 1st and 10.
So that was spotted right at the line of scrimmage there, Nate. So now Huskies going to be working with 20 yards to go to gain that first.
Yeah, tough break there. Sullivan had a nice little hole to run through, but might have been a little bit of extra jersey grabbing there. Gave him that hole to run through.
So mark it back at the North Wilkes 40-yard line. Still first down for the Huskies, but after the hold, 20 yards to go to gain that first. Bowers in the gun, joined by Sullivan to his right. Play action. Aaron this one out across the middle, finds McNeil once again, similar to the previous play in which they converted for a first down, and he's going to be all the way down to the 30-yard line. Nice pickup of yardage there by the Huskies, getting that holding penalty yardage back and then some.
Hey, great job there by Connor, knowing the pressure was coming, but stood right in there and fired that pass over the middle to a wide-open McNeil.
That's something you can't praise enough, the presence in the pocket that Bowers does have and able to get rid of it. And he doesn't take many hits as we hear the time expire, but they're going to get off another play here. Bowers just tucking and running this time once again, and that's going to be enough to pick up the first down. Mark him down about the 20-yard line, just outside maybe, and that's going to be enough to move those chains, and we're going to move along here in this ball game after one. Ashe County in control, 14-0. North Wilkes, though, battling back here, showing some signs of life in the late part of this first period. We'll be back with second quarter action on Sky Zone HD Channel 1 right after this.
When it comes to insuring your home, business, automobiles, and property, you want an agency you can depend on. Miller Insurance has been serving this region for more than 60 years and are proud to now represent Everett Cash Mutual, which specializes in insuring farm property, equipment, livestock, and more. Before you renew your insurance policies, give us a call at 336-246-7151 or come see us in downtown West Jefferson. Miller Insurance is proud to be your hometown insurance agency that supports our hometown teams.
And welcome back into Ashe County High School for another edition of Friday Night Football Mountain Valley Conference play. The undefeated Ashe County Huskies facing the North Wilkes Vikings. Still trying to get that first win of the season. Been elusive so far. Ashe County, they have had no trouble picking up wins this year, Nate.
They've not. They really haven't been battle-tested here in about a month or so. But, of course, they will get battle-tested the next couple of weeks. But, as you said, tonight, so far, so good.
And we talk about those upcoming games. You know, this is a team right here, North Wilkes, you can't overlook. They're hanging tough, Nate. The Huskies facing a bit of a battle here. They were forced turnover on downs by North Wilkes. Their last drive, trying to correct that here, but leading by just 2 touchdowns after one. I say just because it seems like the Huskies have been putting up 3 and 4 in just a matter of 12 minutes the last couple of games.
Absolutely. They've been able to put up points pretty much at will lately with 56, 55, and 48 points the last 3 games. North Wilkes, difference tonight though, North Wilkes not turning the football over. We saw a lot of our last 2, 3, 4 opponents turning that ball over. Makes it a lot easier for the Husky offense.
So back to the action now at the 26-yard line. Pass goes to Sky Sullivan, makes the catch and turns it upfield. Going to be near that first down marker. We talk about his running ability, and it was the Sky Sullivan show last week instead of Ed Sullivan's show. He said move on over, but there he's showing what he can do out of the backfield via the air.
Something he really seems to be working on each and every week, becoming a better pass catcher out of the backfield. And so far, another weapon yet again to add to this offensive attack, moving Sullivan out of the backfield.
So not going to be enough for the first down. Thought they might bring on the chain gang for a measurement. They're going to call it 2nd down and inches. From just outside the 10-yard line. 4 wide set once again. Bowers throwing all the way, looking to this near side. Pass is caught by McNeil. Didn't gain much, but didn't have to pick up the first. He's going to be just inside the 10-yard line, and that'll set up the Huskies nicely here on 1st and goal from the 9. So another chance here in the red zone for Ashe County. So far, 1 for 1 when they've gotten into North Wilkes red zone territory. Looking to keep that trend going. Ball on the 9. Bowers standing back at the 14 in the shotgun. This time going to hand it off to Sullivan. No, he keeps it himself and stretches ahead, diving into the end zone on the option, and the senior QB takes it in for another Husky touchdown.
And great play there on the read option. Fooled everybody. I think most of us thought Sullivan had the ball on that, but Connor keeps it and gets into the end zone for 6.
Yeah, that's something you can't teach enough either, just reading that play all the way, holding it to the last possible second, choosing to keep it himself, and I believe he had that entire defense, and of course yours truly fooled that he handed that ball off as we see the extra point attempt up and good, make it 21-0 now for this Ashe County squad as they put together another nice drive, 7 plays, 60 yards, and Bowers, he's going to shut me up. Nate calling him a little bit inaccurate on that the previous drive that time. How about that 4 for 4?
You never know. Might have been some senior jitters there early in the first quarter. But as you said, perfect on that drive. Did some damage with the legs as well.
So another drive to the end zone for the Ashe County Huskies as they find themselves up now by a much more comfortable 3-score margin, 21-0. Here on senior night, and the senior QB getting his 2nd touchdown of the night, 1 throwing, and we just saw there 1 via the run, 9 yards out. Plunged ahead on the read option. Had 17 rushing yards on that drive to go along with 52 through the air, so he had basically every yard that the Huskies gained on that drive, Nate.
He did, and something you like to see from your senior quarterback, some good quality leadership out there, stepping up to make the plays when needed.
Fresh off another score, we see Bradley Lucas kicking this one off. This kick will be fielded around the 15-yard line by Hunt, finding some room now on that right side, and the best return we've seen from him tonight before he's brought down, but got it out across the 30-yard line.
Good field position for the Vikings compared to what they have had, but if they want to stay in this ball game, they're going to have to move that football down the field, take some time off the clock, and get a score.
That's exactly right. You can't keep giving the Huskies short fields to work with and expect to be able to keep them off the board. We know with their big play capability, doesn't take them long to march it down the field and put it in the end zone, as we've seen them do 3 times already here tonight. On the Sky Zone HD Game of the Week brought to you by Miller Insurance. This time going to the ground game, finding some room on that right side. Hunt, he can scoot and gets it out near midfield, and that's the biggest play we've seen tonight from this Viking squad.
Yeah, best carry of the night by far, best offensive play for sure.
So Hunt, he's been relentless, but hasn't been able to gain anything as he finally breaks away. Nice gainer there, picks up a little over 15 yards. Mark it at the 49-yard line. And here's another big-time breakaway run. Baker this time, and he's going to pick up about 15 yards. Back-to-back big plays via the ground game for this Vikings offense.
Nice job by North Wilkes being able to put the ball on the ground and get through the Ashe front line, pick up some yardage here, quickly into Husky territory for the first time.
Yeah, all the way down to the Ashe County 35-yard line, so threatening on this drive as the toss sweep goes to Hunt on the outside. Nice contained there that time, though, by the Huskies. Baker, Reed, and also Joseph Louder stepping up and closing in quickly.
No gain on that run. A 2nd and 10 now coming up for North Wilkes, still on the 35.
North Wilkes still fighting hard, not putting their heads down. We've seen that happen to the last 2 teams, West Wilkes and then East Wilkes, something you definitely don't like to see if you're head coaches. But Coach Monty Chipman keeping his guys fired up despite trailing by 3 touchdowns early in this game. Now Hunt gets the carry again to the right side, but the Huskies stepping up once again and making another nice play. Little to no gain on 2nd down carry.
Sophomore Tristan Jones in there on the hit. Might have picked up a couple feet on that one.
So we'll graciously give him a yard there, make it 3rd and 9 on the Ashe County 34-yard line. Not used to saying that. This game's been played almost exclusively in North Wilkes territory. There we see a pass caught, and I believe that's going to be enough to move those chains. Pass caught by Hayden Myers, making the nice grab in traffic.
Jones laying the big hit for the 2nd play in a row, but as you said right there, Myers, great job holding on to that football, gives North Wilkes another 1st down.
So getting close to red zone territory. Spotted at the 24-yard line. Another 1st down to keep this drive alive. North Wilkes refusing to go away. Here's the handoff now, working it to the left side, inside the 20. And yet another nice carry by Baker, and they are in red zone territory, but hold everything. We do see a flag come into the picture late. And that is going to be face mask against Ashe County. Didn't really see that one. Hard to tell from up here, of course, on the press box, but that's going to really put North Wilkes in business.
Yeah, this is a drive they had to have if they wanted to stay in this ball game, and so far answering nicely here inside the 15-yard line.
Ball will be spotted there at the 13. So hold everything. Don't run off North Wilkes just yet. Threatening here in this drive. From the 13-yard line, looking to the corner of the end zone, and did he hang on to it? This one is intercepted. Yes, indeed he did. And that is senior Evan Owen coming up with his 2nd interception of the ball game.
A little bit of a delayed crowd reaction there. I don't think they saw Evan Owen pull that down in the corner of the end zone, but tremendous play by your senior defensive back.
Boy, great effort there. 2 defenders back there in that far corner on that post route, and they defended it to near perfection, Nate, and Owen came up with another interception.
Tough break for North Wilkes. Really needed a score on that drive, but instead a crucial turnover in the end zone.
And there we see that defensive philosophy coming into play once again. Ashe County, we haven't had to witness that in a while, but the bending but not breaking philosophy that this defense has, and they prove it once again. Play action now as Ashe County takes over. Throwing on the run to Worley. Pass is caught, and he gets it out just across the 20-yard line. Short yardage gain that time by Ashe County. We talk about it there. That's something that Ashe County does well, the bend but don't break. We've seen them come up with some key goal line stands, especially in that Allegheny game comes back to mind, and against Watauga as well. They came up with some big stops late in that game to get back into it and come up with the victory.
Absolutely clutch defensive plays. We've seen it all year long, and something you have to be really happy about. When the game's on the line, the defense has really shown up.
Refusing to let North Wilkes back into this ball game. That Husky defensive unit, as we see a dart fired across the middle and caught. Mason McNeil gets it and picks up the first down and then some. He gets it out past the 35-yard line. Move those chains once again for this Ashe County offense.
Nice pass over the middle, right on the money, and McNeil makes a couple guys miss, picks up some extra yards.
They'll have the ball now at the 36-yard line.
1st and 10 Ashe County now just across the 36-yard line. Gonna have to put together a nice long drive here. We haven't seen them have to do that yet tonight. Been gifted with great field position. We see out of the backfield Barnes making the catch at the 36, now across the 40, still refusing to go down. He's lurking it to midfield and will be wrestled down from behind finally by Colton Baker, but a big-time gainer that time on the halfback pass out there to Hunter Barnes.
And how about a shout-out to the offensive line there blocking on that screen pass. I saw Nathan Johnson and Jacob Carlton out there pulling nicely on that screen play, giving Barnes some extra running room.
Hunter Barnes proving he can be a dual threat out of the backfield, both running the ball and catching, as you said there. Nice job on the screen. Ran to near perfection by Ashe County as they work it into Vikings territory now. 1st and 10 from the 48. 4 wide set for Bowers. Barnes with him in the backfield. He'll get the carry again. He's inside the 45. The 40 still on his feet. And finally going to be ankle tackled by Hunt. But not before he gains another first down and almost to the 35-yard line of the Vikings. I'll tell you one guy playing very well for North Wilkes. How about Nathaniel Hunt out there? Seems like he's in almost every play on defense and had some nice gains on the ground as well.
And also he's returning the kicks for him as well, so he's really trying to do everything he can to keep North Wilkes in the game.
Senior running back just refusing to give up. Now an empty backfield. Bowers fires across the middle, is caught by McNeil. He's inside the 10, the 5, looking end zone. Not going to get there, however. He is finally chased down and slips a bit there at the end, but the Huskies are in business once again. 1st and goal from right about the 2 or 3 yard line.
Great pass once again to your junior wideout. Sets up a big 1st and goal for Ashe. Try to punch this one in, take a 28-0 lead.
So another hookup between Bowers and McNeil. Familiar connection. Now 1st and goal at the 3 yard line. Here's Sullivan going to get the carry, looking end zone, stretching ahead, wanting the signal. I don't believe he's going to get it, however. They're going to say he stopped just shy at the 1, or maybe not even that, maybe at the 6-inch line.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to spot that ball inside the 1 yard line.
2nd and goal, so it'll make it. Inches to go for another score. So Ashe County looks to just continue to pour it on here in this first half, and the handoff goes to Sullivan untouched. Cruises into the end zone yet again.
Easy touchdown run there for the sophomore. Great blocking on the left side of that O-line. And how about the Huskies taking a 27-zip lead here early in the 2nd quarter.
And we talk about this air game, but that's the 3rd rushing touchdown for Ashe County here tonight. 1 by Hunter Barnes, 1 by Connor Bowers, and now 1 by Sky Sullivan. As he just continues to add to his season total of rushing touchdowns. The extra point attempt up and good. As we take a look at that Husky drive to the end zone. 7 plays, 80 yards. And we talk about it again. Bowers perfect for a 2nd straight drive. 4 for 4 once again, this time for 55 yards. Really helped keep that drive chugging right along as this well-oiled offensive machine just keeps on rolling along. Had a couple of great passes on that drive to Mason McNeil. Also a nice gain to Hunter Barnes out of the backfield, and then Sky Sullivan, the sophomore tailback, capping that one off with the 1 yard plunge into the end zone. 28-0 now, Ashe County. It is all Huskies right now here in this second period on senior night. Seniors trying to put on a show, but Sky Sullivan, he has a tendency to steal the show, Nate.
He does, and he can pretty much say that about our offense as well. Anytime other teams want to come in here and try to put on a show, our offense is going to outscore you pretty much every game.
Bradley Lucas on to boot this one away for the Huskies from their own 40-yard line, fresh off another touchdown. Kick is up and bounces, but will be fielded just inside the 20. I believe that's Hunt again, trying to find some room on this near side, working it up the sideline. And excuse me, that's actually number 12 that time, Dustin Adams. He does a nice job returning that one, though, and nice field position for North Wilkes to start off this drive.
Good solid return there from Adams. Takes a little bit of the strain off of Nathan Hunt's shoulders, but either way, big-time run right there. Gets North Wilkes a little bit better field position than they're used to.
Yeah, about the best we've seen them tonight on their own 44-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10. Trailing 28-0, and have to try to find some way to get back into this one. And there's a nice run by Hunt. He's out across the 50-yard line and into Husky territory before he is stopped. Relentless pursuit that time. All game, I should say, from Hunt. Kids fighting hard, leaving it all out on the field as he picks up about 7 that time, bring up 2nd down and 3. Bogus in the gun, 3 wide. 2 men joining him in the backfield. This time, nothing doing via the ground game. Stepping up there, you see Jason Baker. Also, Tristan Jones in on the tackle. So maybe about a yard, we'll call it. That'll make it 3rd down and 2 to go on the Husky 48-yard line. So North Wilkes, that's consecutive drives now. They've gotten it into Ashe County territory. The last one not ending like they'd like it. Now rolling out on the play action is Bogus. Feeling the heat. Baker in pursuit. Just has to chuck this one downfield and out of bounds. Not what they wanted there if you're North Wilkes, but at least you don't get sacked in the backfield or torn the ball over.
Yeah, absolutely. Good pressure there by Sean Baker. Put Bogus under some pressure. Couldn't quite come down with the accuracy he wanted on that throw. Makes a 4th and short here for North Wilkes.
4th and 2 here, Nate. Do you go for it if you're the Vikings?
Yeah, you got to, down 28-0 against a team that they've shown no ability to stop on the field. You might as well go for it, but it looks like they may line up to punt here.
So on 4th and 2 in the Husky 48, they choose to leave the offense on the field. Bogus trying to run for it, and Brandon Blevins says, "No, sir, not into my house." And the senior steps up and makes a big play. Drops him in the backfield, so a turnover on downs it'll be, and the Huskies will be gifted with great field position to start out this drive from the North Wilkes 47-yard line.
Another score here would really be a backbreaker for North Wilkes.
They've tried everything they can do here tonight, Nate, but it's just so far been too much Ashe County, despite a nice effort, as I said there just a moment ago, from North Wilkes. So we'll see what Ashe County can do here. Already great field position to start out this drive. 1st and 10 on the North Wilkes 47-yard line. 4 wide set. Play action. Bowers, all kinds of time to throw. He's airmailing it deep and finds Carter Calhoun, 10-5. And the senior wideout comes up with his first touchdown of the season. Love to see that, Nate.
Absolutely beautiful throw right there, and he got wide open past that North Wilkes secondary. Puts that one into the end zone, and as you said, got to be happy for the young man on senior night.
Yeah, nothing better that time sharing the wealth is Connor Bowers. We've seen Calhoun come up with some nice catches this year, yet to find pay dirt, but he quickly puts an end to that drought and takes it in for another Ashe County touchdown. As we saw there on replay, looks like maybe some blown coverage or maybe just great speed by Carter Calhoun. He's another burner out there on this wideout court.
Absolutely, just another weapon for Connor Bowers to use at his discretion.
And we see another just one-play drive from Ashe County, 47 yards. Bowers to Calhoun, and congrats there to the senior wideout on his first touchdown of the season. And I believe, Nate, going back to these last few drives, I know that's at least 9 consecutive pass completions for Connor Bowers, having a great game, straightening out a little bit of shaky start there to this one.
Yeah, absolutely, taking advantage of what the North Wilkes defense is giving him. He's finding the open guys, not forcing any throws like he was doing there in the first quarter. Saw some throws into traffic, getting tipped around and whatnot, but here lately, just everybody he's thrown to has been pretty much wide open.
Moving it along here late in the second period now. Ashe County up 35-0, enjoying a 5-score lead. That's the reason I'm not doing math, Nate.
Hey, that's all right. Well, you know what? We're not engineers by any stretch of the imagination, so we're not math experts.
And another sort of a squib kick to the near side will be received, however, by North Wilkes. And falling down, we see Patrick Hill, junior wide receiver. And we know North Wilkes, certainly not the year they're wanted to have after the 10 wins campaign last season and finishing with the tie with Ashe County and Starmount for first place in the Mountain Valley Conference. But as we keep saying here tonight, a young squad that could be dangerous here in another year or two.
They could. They've got a pretty solid JV team, lots of youngsters on the varsity team right now getting some good, much-needed experience. We'll see what the future holds for Coach Chipman and the Vikings.
Toss sweep to Hunt. No room to work, however, and he's going to lose about a yard this time. One of the few seniors on this roster. We've been talking about him a lot. He's in on almost every play is Nathaniel Hunt. Certainly a great athlete for this North Wilkes squad. So after the 1-yard loss, they'll make it 2nd down and 11 on their own 41-yard line. August trying to throw it, not finding any luck, just has to chuck that one down in the dirt, barely gets it past the line of scrimmage. So that'll bring up another 3rd and very long situation, 3rd and 11 to be exact here for North Wilkes. And if you're Ashe County and Coach Brian Hampton, you're loving this defensive effort.
Yeah, really got to be proud of everything tonight. Really no miscues. The defense has played tremendous. Connor had a couple of tough throws early on, but offensive line's blocking great. Connor's making his throws, and the rushing attack doing its job as well, keeping the offense a little bit more balanced.
Now North Wilkes trying to straighten things out. That's not what they're expecting. Dropped snap and dropped quickly then is Bogus. Bradley Lucas leading the way. Also joining him in there, we see Tristan Jones and Jacob Sawyer getting in on the action.
North Wilkes really starting to beat themselves now. Game's getting well out of hand for them, but now they're just making some mental errors. It's just making things worse.
So a big-time loss there makes it about 4th down and 20 to go in another punting situation. And they're barely able to get this one off. I don't think that was deflected, but a very short kick. And Ashe County going to have great field position yet again. Sort of sounding like a broke record with that, starting inside the Viking 40-yard line. So this Ashe County offense takes the field yet again, looking to lay down the 6-score lead, which is the mercy rule, and we're not unaccustomed to that here, Nate. We've seen that the last 2 weeks for this Ashe County team. We
have something that has been newly implemented this year with some serious blowouts we've seen over years past, but thankfully, I guess for the visiting teams and the struggling teams that we have to face off against, they're probably pretty happy with that running clock rule.
As we've talked about the schedule for Ashe County, now we'll take a quick glance at the Vikings schedule. Wins hard to come by for the Vikings this season, and it's not been pretty for this North Wilkes squad, unfortunately, for them after the great season last year.
Yeah, not been pretty at all. Looks like South Stokes really had a chance in that one, but couldn't pull it out. You never know, a couple rivalry games here for them to close out the year. They might be able to pull one out. And West Wilkes also looking for that first conference win, so winner of that game is going to have at least one conference win to brag about.
Yeah, we know one of those squads will come out with a victory in that Halloween night matchup next week, and then they're at home to close out the season against Wilkes Central, another rivalry matchup for the North Wilkes Vikings, as we are now back to the action after another North Wilkes timeout. They have one remaining. Ashe County yet to burn a timeout in this first half. Starting this drive from the North Wilkes 38, Bowers dropping back, airing it out all the way. Pass is caught by Barnes and another halfback screen, but dropped quickly. Nice pursuit that time by number 23, Colton Baker. Limits that one to just a gain of 2. As we see time ticking away here. Just a few minutes left before they go to the locker rooms for halftime. And again, we invite you to stay tuned in for the pregame festivities at Ashe County High School, in addition to the halftime show by the Husky Vanguard Marching Band, senior night, as we recognize all the senior players and cheerleaders. Now airing it out deep. Pass is caught by Jacob Worley, and he is down all the way inside the 10-yard line, setting up the Huskies here, I believe, with another first-and-goal situation.
Yeah, they're going to say he stepped out right at the 10, but great throw by Connor Bowers. Great touch on that one. Had a guy in between him and his receiver. Couldn't really throw a laser in there. Kind of had to loft it over, but perfect throw by the quarterback.
Yeah, great touch by Connor Bowers on that pass, delivering it to Worley. That's one of those passes you love to see because, even if your guy doesn't come up with the catch, it's not going to be intercepted.
Exactly.
Throw it to either where your man can get it or no man can. And the Huskies are now set up with the first and goal at the 10-yard line. Bowers in the gun, dropping back, airing it out to the near side. And this one is intercepted, however, and cutting it back up the field. I believe that's Baker out across the 30, the 40, the 50. He could go all the way now at the 30-yard line. One man to beat. The 20, and finally going to be tripped up and wrestled down. But my goodness, what a highlight reel play that was for Baker.
Yeah, big turn of events there. How about a good shout out here to Helmer Alvarez for getting back, making that tackle to keep a pick six from taking place. But right there, Connor just might have stared his man down a little bit too long on that throw, and great job there with the interception, Colton Baker.
Something we haven't seen much of lately at all, next to none. An interception being thrown by Connor Bowers, but he does give it up there. And as you said, though, great pursuit there by Alvarez and a couple other Husky defenders. Not sure how all was back. I believe Barnes may have been in on that as well, denying North Wilkes the touchdown on that and denying them the pick six. First play there, nothing doing for Adams. He's going to be dropped for a loss. Or just a short gain, right at... No, exactly, yeah, 2-yard loss they're going to call it. So that brings up second down and 12 back to the 20-yard line. North Wilkes starting out this drive in red zone territory after the turnover, looking to capitalize. Bogus rolling out, throwing on the run. Pass is caught just outside the 10-yard line. North Wilkes finding a bit of momentum here to close out this half.
They are. Nice little drive here, trying to get on the scoreboard before the halftime break. See if the Vikings can punch this one in.
That catch made by junior wide receiver Patrick Hill. And that sets them up here. Third down, about 3 yards to go from the 10. Now Bogus rolling out on the near side, throwing it across the middle into traffic, and ultimately will fall harmlessly to the ground. But he was risking it there, throwing off the back foot into traffic across the middle.
He was. Evan Owen wanted that third interception of the night right there in coverage, but the pass too tall for either him or the receiver.
So now a fourth down situation for North Wilkes. Going to keep that offense on the field, even though they're on the 10-yard line, certainly in field goal territory, but they can't settle for 3. They want 6. Pass to the near side bubble, or far side bubble screen is caught, but nothing more. And the Husky defense steps up big time there and prevents David Wood from getting that first down, and that'll be another turnover on downs for the North Wilkes Vikings.
Good defensive stand there to preserve the shutout after the Husky turnover on the other end of the field. Good job by Tristan Jones and the rest of those guys reading that play perfectly.
Yeah, you talk about the shutout. I didn't want to say anything before now. So far I've jinxed it this year. The Huskies, we've seen them pitch shutouts for first halves, I believe, the last couple of weeks, but so far here tonight, holding true to that form and not giving up any points thus far. As we see Coach Monty Chipman, I'm not sure exactly what he's arguing about on that far sideline.
Not sure either, but if the shutout gets spoiled, you can blame me this week. I brought it up first.
And there we see Coach Chipman will call the third and final timeout of the first half for North Wilkes. Time winding down here. We'll see if the Huskies just choose to go to the ground game and just run this clock out. North Wilkes certainly not happy with the way that drive ended, but you've got to commend them on not giving up. They forced a couple of turnovers, one on that interception, another a turnover on downs against Ashe County, and refusing to just hang their heads and let Ashe County just continue to roll over them and roll over.
Yeah, Coach Chipman's got to be proud of his squad. Of course, he's been coaching in Wilkes County for a while, coached East Wilkes before this, and just really trying to instill a lot of pride in his kids. Don't want them to go out there and roll over like some teams would do in this situation, but for North Wilkes, they've kept playing hard, kept fighting hard, and really shout out goes to them for keeping that up.
So Ashe County going to get the ball back after the turnover on downs. On their own 12-yard line, they'll call it. leading here 35-0. Just dominating this one on play action now. Bowers trying to find someone open. He's just going to run himself out across the 20 and near the 25-yard line. Wisely steps out of bounds. That will stop the clock. Just a few seconds remaining here in this first half. Nate, if you're Ashe County, to just go to the ground and run this thing out, or are they going to try to get to those 42 points?
They might want to get to those 42 to shorten the game, but be safe. Wouldn't be surprised if they just run some draw plays, run some handoffs here, and go to the half.
4 wide set lined up again. Bowers in the gun, dropping back. They're going to go to the air yet again. Feeling some heat now rolling out, and he's going to run once again, looking to that left sideline, and gets out. This time not going to pick up the first, but still able to gain about 4 or 5 yards there before he is forced out of bounds. So that'll bring up second down, about 6 yards to go for the first. Ashe County in full control in this ball game as we near this completion of the half, 35-0 to be exact. Join this 5-score lead. Now airing it out again here, setting up a screen for Calhoun on the left side. Has the catch out across the 30, 35, 40. Not sure exactly where he went out of bounds. Hard to tell from here. It's going to be right at the 40-yard line. So Ashe County just continues to complete these passes and kill that clock.
They are moving down the field nicely here. Don't know if they'll have enough time to put one in the end zone or not, but nice job moving the ball either way.
So maybe time here for one more play. We'll see if they choose to try to dial up a Hail Mary, maybe just try to get some late game practice in case they get in this situation. The hurry-up offense. 5 wide receivers we see now for the Huskies. First time tonight. Bowers all alone in the gun, dropping back. Nice protection. Doesn't find anybody deep. Check down throw to Ellis at the 45. Working toward midfield, but unable to get any more, and that will do it for the first half. Ashe County showing their dominance late, 35-0 into this first half, and making it look easy now on offense and providing some nice plays on defense. Already a couple of interceptions we've seen, courtesy of number 12, Evan Owen, and just a good job all around so far for this Husky offense and defense.
Great first half, as you said, all around both sides of the football. Can't ask for a whole lot more from Ashe on senior night.
So we'll take a break here, give it up to halftime festivities. We'll see the Husky Vanguard Marching Band, as well as a salute to all of the seniors, both football players and cheerleaders here at Ashe County High School. Stay tuned in. We'll be back with second half action on Sky Zone HD Channel 1.
When it comes to insuring your home, business, automobiles, and property, you want an agency you can depend on. Miller Insurance has been serving this region for more than 60 years and are proud to now represent Everett Cash Mutual, which specializes in insuring farm property, equipment, livestock, and more. Before you renew your insurance policies, give us a call at 336-246-7151 or come see us in downtown West Jefferson. Miller Insurance is proud to be your hometown insurance agency that supports our hometown teams.
This is the night we recognize our senior football players and cheerleaders and their parents. And we're going to begin tonight with the varsity cheerleading squad. We've got Jordan Reedy, accompanied by Jennifer Anderson. Megan Miller, accompanied by Kim and Tim Hall. Helena Poe with Debbie and Robert Poe. Bailey Little with Tricia and George Little. And Brianna Livingston with Jamie and Bob Livingston. And now for our senior varsity football squad, we'll start with Lakin McKinnon with Brian and Emily Krause. Hunter Barnes with Brandon and Stacy Dillard. Carter Calhoun with Gina and Greg Calhoun. Jacob Worley with Tracy and Shannon Worley. Evan Owen, accompanied by Mary and Daryl Owen. Zachary Uten with Mark and Donna Uten. Connor Bowers with Kevin and Donna Bowers. Dalton Weinbarger with Ray and Sandy Weinbarger. Kenny Reed, accompanied by Isaac and Norma Reed. Dalton Lyles with Mike and Julie Lyles. Brandon Blevins with Joe Mike and Sarah Blevins. Caleb Sexton with Angie and Eugene Sexton. Elijah Williams with Joey and Jackie Williams. Sean and Jason Baker with Cheryl Baker, Bill Baker Jr., and Bill Baker III. Nathaniel Johnson with Glenn and Melinda Johnson. Cody Blevins, accompanied by Shane and Kim Blevins. Lucas Jones with Greg and Melanie Jones. Luke Cullifer with Shay Cullifer. Jacob Carlton with James Carlton and Paula Carlton. Josh Goodman with Tim and Michelle Goodman. Jacob Sawyer with JC and Yolanda Sawyer. Hunter Scott with James and Sherry Scott. Jacob Blevins, accompanied by Jimmy and Judy Blevins. Bradley Lucas, accompanied by Kenny and Sharon Lucas. And Helmer Alvarez, accompanied by Juan Alvarez. Ladies and gentlemen, your senior varsity football players, cheerleaders, and parents.
When it comes to insuring your home, business, automobiles, and property, you want an agency you can depend on. Miller Insurance has been serving this region for more than 60 years and are proud to now represent Everett Cash Mutual, which specializes in insuring farm property, equipment, livestock, and more. Before you renew your insurance policies, give us a call at 336-246-7151 or come see us in downtown West Jefferson. Miller Insurance is proud to be your hometown insurance agency that supports our hometown teams.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please direct your attention to the center of the field for tonight's halftime entertainment, featuring the 2014 Husky Vanguard Marching Band. The Husky Vanguard Marching Band is under the direction of Director Zach Fulbright. The field is under the command of Drum Major Elijah DeYoung. Brass captains are Luke Roden, Corey Ward, and Jordan Reedy. Woodwind captains are Gabby Hernandez, Mariah Martin, and Jacob Fernandez. Percussion captains are Emily McDonald and Dakota Little, and flag corps captain is Cassie Lyles. Tonight's show is entitled Comic Book Heroes, featuring 3 iconic tunes from Batman, Spider-Man, and Superman. Drum Major Elijah DeYoung, is the band ready? Ladies Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to the Husky Vanguard Marching Band. and gentlemen, at this time we would like to recognize our senior members of the Husky Vanguard Marching Band. Our first senior tonight is Mariah Alexandria Martin of West Jefferson. Mariah's parents are Cindy and Billy Eller. Her hobbies include playing the clarinet, singing, helping others, and hanging out with friends. After high school, Mariah plans on attending a 4-year college to pursue a career in music therapy. Her favorite quote is, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future," in Jeremiah chapter 29, verse 11. Our next senior is Alyssa Denny of West Jefferson. Her parents are Robin Hamilton and David Denny. Her hobbies include color guard, winter guard, and hanging out with friends. After high school, she plans to attend Wilkes Community College and then transfer to Gardner-Webb to become a registered nurse. Alyssa's favorite quote is, "Life isn't about getting and having, it's about giving and being," by Kevin Cruz. Our next senior is our drum major, Elijah Halsey DeYoung of West Jefferson. Elijah's parents are Michael and Rhonda DeYoung, and his hobbies include playing instruments, singing, and hanging out with friends and family. His future plans are undecided, and his favorite quote is, "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me," from Philippians chapter 4, verse 13. Our next senior is Gabriela Dorlinda Hernandez of Lansing. Gabby's parents are Shannon and Ernesto Gaspar. Gabby's hobbies include playing the flute, reading, and spending time with family. Her future plans are to major in history and teach, and her favorite quote is, "Time you enjoy wasting, the time you enjoyed wasting was not wasted," by John Lennon. Our next senior is the color guard captain, Cassie Lyles of West Jefferson. Cassie's parents are Ruth and Larry Lyles and Jean Dancy. Her hobbies include color guard, winter guard, camping, kayaking, listening to music, and spending time with family and friends. Her future plans are to attend Appalachian State University to major in biology and then transfer to North Carolina State to pursue a career in veterinary medicine. Her favorite quote is, "Nothing in the world worth having comes easy." Our next senior tonight is Mickey Lewis. His mother is Teresa Hansen, and his favorite hobby is drumming. After high school, Mickey plans on becoming a band director. His favorite quote is, "What was that?" by Malcolm Reynolds. Next we have Cameron Pruitt of Grassy Creek. Cameron's parents are David and Pamela Ball, and her hobbies include flag corps, reading, and spending time with friends. After she graduates, Cameron plans to attend Wilkes Community College for 2 years and then transfer to Appalachian State University or Winston-Salem State University to become a pediatric nurse. Her favorite quote is, "A writer only begins a book, a reader finishes it," by Samuel Johnson. Our next senior is Corey Ward of Jefferson. Corey's parents are Lisa and Jeff Ward, and his hobbies include playing games, talking to friends, and playing in the band. His future plans are undecided, and for his quote, he would like to send a message to the band. "The band is my second family. Play loud and proud out there next year, and remember, heart and soul." Our final senior tonight is Jacob Fernandez of West Jefferson. Jacob's parents are Bob and Maggie Fernandez, and his hobbies include playing sports, hanging out with friends, playing saxophone, and gaming. After high school, Jacob plans on majoring in mechanical engineering and applying for a job in NASCAR. His favorite quote is, "Keep your conscience clear. Those who treat the good Christian life you live with contempt will feel ashamed they ridiculed you," from 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 16. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big hand to the seniors of the 2014 Ashe County Husky Vanguard Marching Band.
on your clock. We will be feeding game. See you then.
When it comes to insuring your home, business, automobiles, and property, you want an agency you can depend on. Miller Insurance has been serving this region for more than 60 years and are proud to now represent Everett Cash Mutual, which specializes in insuring farm property, equipment, livestock, and more. Before you renew your insurance policies, give us a call at 336-246-7151 or come see us in downtown West Jefferson. Miller Insurance is proud to be your hometown insurance agency that supports our hometown teams.
And welcome back into another edition of Friday Night Football on Sky Zone Sports on Sky Zone HD Channels 1 and 801. Tyler Ashe alongside Nathan Ham, proud to bring you the action for another exciting edition of football Friday nights at Ashe County High School between the Ashe County Huskies and the visiting North Wilkes Vikings. If you're just tuning in, it has been all Ashe County as expected in this one, 35-0. They lead at the half as we get ready to crank up third quarter action. And Nate, North Wilkes hasn't really, rolled over yet, but Ashe County is certainly in cruise control, and they've looked very good building this nice 35-point lead.
Yeah, another impressive outing from the Huskies. Can't really complain about anything we've seen tonight. North Wilkes, as you said, they haven't quit. They fought hard, forced a couple of turnovers, but Ashe just the superior team, more athletic, more talented, and kind of what most of us expected anyway. Ashe would have their way tonight with the visiting team.
So North Wilkes won the opening coin toss, elected to receive, so Ashe County gets it to start off this second half. Nice kickoff that time, going to be fielded just inside the 10. Colin Ellis working his way back up across the 20, the 25. He's breaking away now out across the 40, the 50. One man to beat. He's inside the 35 now, cutting it back, and finally will be wrestled down. But my goodness, Colin Ellis putting on a show on that return.
Absolutely, one of the most athletic kids we have on the team by far, and showing it right there on that kick return.
And it will be interesting to see, not only will he return the kickoff, is he going to be the man at QB from here on out for head coach Brian Hampton? And it looks like he indeed will. So that'll be it for Connor Bowers here tonight. Another half off for him here on senior night.
Yeah, he's getting used to that here lately.
And interesting, Bowers actually, talking with assistant coach Piscopo this week, he actually did not practice this week. They wouldn't let him throw, sort of having a sore shoulder, I believe, but he showed no ill effects there in that first half. He looked good. Never want to be you can never be too cautious, I should say, with your senior quarterback, though, because if he went down, no telling how this offense would suffer.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you don't know if Collins got the arm strength or the arm accuracy to continue running this or not. Might have to change things on the fly. And with the success you've had this year with what you've been doing, don't want to risk losing that at all.
Here's Barnes fighting forward, trying to get to that goal line. Will be stopped short, however, but not before he gets down inside the 5. And Ashe County in business quickly to start off this drive after the great return by Colin Ellis, and he's doing a nice job directing this offense right down the field.
Yeah, so far he's done that well pretty much every game he's been in at the quarterback spot. Right here trying to punch this one into the end zone and give Ashe a 6-touchdown lead.
4 wide set now for Ashe County, looking to get some reps in for this second unit and get Colin Ellis some valuable time here at quarterback at the varsity level. Now on the read option, he's going to take it himself and dial it up for 6 more, nearly identical to the play we saw in the first half from Connor Bowers.
Absolutely, great job on the read option. Once again, North Wilkes defense, no answer for that at all.
The athletic Colin Ellis working his way in to the end zone. Great play from him. The sophomore just continues to rack up the touchdowns as, you hear the words from Coach Hampton himself. All he does is score.
Absolutely.
And the extra point attempt is up and good. 42-0 now. Ashe County just continues to pour it on. There we see the drive to the end zone for the Ashe County Huskies. 3 plays is all it takes them to go 21 yards. The 4-yard run by Colin Ellis, but he did much more than that, Nate. He's the one who set that up with the great return.
Absolutely. A lot more he did on that drive that really shows up on the drive summary here, considering that long kick return he had.
And as well as a couple of nice carries from Hunter Barnes for 17 yards. helping keep that drive alive and setting it up there for Bowers on the read option. I believe he could have either handed off or kept it himself there on that offensive play, but instead he chooses to keep it himself rather than hand it off, and Ellis tacks on one more score. And with that 42-0 lead, Ashe County still pitching a shutout defensively, and that margin will mean a continuous clock from here on out in this ball game. So the Huskies couldn't do it in a half, but quickly here in this second half, once again for the second consecutive week, getting that running clock going in the third quarter, and early at that, just less than a minute in. And we see a return from just inside the 20, trying to find some room. Nothing doing, going to be bottled up. Matthew Hamilton stepping up and making a nice play there. He's also joined in by number 19, Dalton Weinbarger. Excuse me, Josh Hamilton.
And we'll see a lot of guys coming off the bench here getting some much-needed playing time, especially some of the underclassmen guys we have that don't get to see a whole lot of it normally, and also some of those seniors that work hard all year, maybe don't crack the playing rotation as much as they might like to, but I'd say we'll see them plenty here in the second half.
1st and 10 on their own 29. Handoff going to the near side and wrapped up almost immediately by Joseph Louder, Tristan Jones, and also number 36, Alex Richardson. No room to work that time for number 22, Nathaniel Hunt. Drops them back for a loss of 2, they'll say. That'll bring up 2nd down and 12. This Husky defense just once again proving to be too strong for North Wilkes offense to get really anything going. Bogus still in at quarterback, fires it out to the far side. This one well over the head of the intended receiver there, looking in the way of number 2, David Wood. So that'll bring up yet another 3rd and long situation, and it just doesn't get any easier against this Ashe County defense when you put yourself in a 3rd and 12.
You're right on that, especially when you've struggled offensively the whole night as well. Not something North Wilkes wants to be in at all.
Huskies looking to get this Vikings offense off the field quick, fast, and in a hurry once again. As we see a 3-wide set, trips to the right. Bogus in the gun, and delayed handoff, but goes nowhere. He rocked hard. I believe that was Baker coming up and making a big play, one of the few senior defensive men still on the field for Ashe County. So Sean Baker stepping up on that particular play, and he stepped up every game, every play, every time he's out on the field, as they barely get off this punt, nearly blocked once again. That's going to take a Ashe County bounce after it's all said and done, and the Huskies will be in good field position, as Evan Owen didn't have to get anywhere close to that one. Ashe County takes over on their own 49-yard line, 1st down and 10, as we see Colin Ellis still onto the field, backup quarterback. We talk about the valuable time there getting reps at the varsity level. Colin Ellis able to enjoy that, as well as freshman Grant Thompson, who has done a pretty good job here filling in very late game situations for Ashe County.
Yeah, good to see quarterbacks getting some work. That's probably at any level the most important position on the field. And when you got some guys getting some experience for the future, that can only help down the road.
Before Ashe can get the snap off here, whistles blow. Blowing this one dead as the flag's downfield. And that's going to go against North Wilkes, a 5-yard penalty. And that'll give the Huskies even better field position as they'll start the drive in North Wilkes territory now. After that one on the Viking 46-yard line, 1st and 5. Ellis hands it off to Sullivan, cutting it up the middle, has some room to work. Now inside the 40, and that's going to be enough to move those chains. Picks up about 7-8 yards on that play. Scott Sullivan just continues to bruise his way through that Viking defense.
Does it week in and week out. When given the opportunity, when the coaches call on him, he's really done pretty well out of the backfield.
Yeah, we know last week coming up with a pair of touchdown runs, just 9 carries. He didn't play a lot in the second half, but compiled 92 yards on the ground. And they talk about that ever-improving Husky offensive rushing attack, as this rush goes nowhere, though. Brought down right at the line of scrimmage. That time joining in there, number 73, Briggs Adams, and 64, Logan Miller. Right down here on the right hash mark. No gain. 2nd down and 10 now for the Huskies. Ball on the North Wilkes 37. And some early movement up front. Nice hard snap count there by Colin Ellis. That draws that defender off sides. And that will result in better field position now. More manageable situation here. 2nd down and 5. As they'll waltz on down there, spot the ball at the 32. Ellis in the gun, 4 wide set. Handoff goes to Sullivan, cutting across here to the right side, then back up the middle off tackle, and a nice pickup of yards there. Gets it down inside the 30.
I'd say you'll see a whole lot of running the football here down the stretch. Obviously, the clock's going to run either way, but, you know, if there's anything that the Husky offense wants to work on more, it's probably that rushing attack. Add some balance to that air raid offense.
And here's a situation you definitely want to be practicing on, 3rd down and short, as it is 3rd and 1. See what Coach Hampton draws up on this Husky sideline for Ellis. Going to hand it off again, working that right side. Sullivan, what a stiff arm, and still fighting his way forward down to about the 15-yard line. And, man, we got to see that one again on replay. Sullivan there going over to that left side, and he tells that defender, talk to the hand. His face ain't listening.
I'm telling you, big-time stiff arm there. That's something you rarely see at this level, but, man, Sullivan just puts that hand right out there and slams the North Wilkes defender to the ground.
Hand meet face.
Absolutely.
And then the defender eats dirt. So Sullivan showing off his strength, just throwing that would-be tackler to the ground, and works it all the way down into the red zone territory to the 14-yard line of North Wilkes, where it will be 1st and 10 for this Husky offense. Keeps that drive alive. Nice 3rd down pickup there. And give it to Sullivan again, working that left side. This time will be wrapped up after a gain of about 5. Works it inside the 10 to the 9-yard line, where it will be 2nd down. About 5 yards to go. Huskies can get a first. Need to get it down to the 4-yard line. But, you know, they're not thinking just 1st down. They want to put on some more points here. Get this second unit some touches and some scores. Huskies dominating this one here tonight, 42-0. On the Sky Zone HD Game of the Week, brought to you, as always, by Miller Insurance, proud sponsor of Husky football. Once again, glad to have them on board. And here's a handoff to Sullivan, working over here, trying to get off another stiff arm, but to no avail this time. Going to be brought down by Dustin Adams. Good tackle made in the backfield.
Good play by Adams not to let Sullivan get to the edge. Brings him down for a loss.
So drops him back the 11-yard line. Make it 3rd down and about 7 yards to pick up that first. Need to get down to the 4. Ellis getting in the signals here from the Ashe County sideline. Doing a nice job running this offense after the departure of Connor Bowers, since he's just going to be rested in this second half. Getting some good time off. This time Ellis going to keep it himself on the option. He's inside the 5, stretching forward, looking to the end zone, and did he cross it? Yes, he did. Colin Ellis on another read option takes it in for another Ashe County touchdown.
Big score there by Ellis, his 2nd rushing TD of the night. Looks like Ashe taking a page out of the scorebook from previous weeks, trying to crack that 50-point barrier.
Now the lead 48-0. Pending the extra point by Bradley Lucas. Snap, the hold, the kick is up, and not enough on this one. Not the prettiest of attempts there, but hey, Ashe County will take the touchdown anyway, now leading this one, dominating fashion, 48-0, as we see a nice drive orchestrated by sophomore QB Colin Ellis. 7 plays, 46 yards, and he caps it off with an 11-yard run. Sullivan, though, carrying the load that time, 6 carries and 30 yards, including a stiff arm.
Absolutely, every bit of that on the ground. Nice job by the Husky rushing offense.
Ashe County just continues to pour it on here, now leading 48-0. As we said there, another touchdown from Colin Ellis, and he had a great game last week, as we see on screen. 3 carries, 27 yards, also 4 receptions, 47 yards, and a big touchdown score. And Sullivan big-time game last week as well. 2 TDs of his own. Bowers, in just a half of football, only threw 3 incomplete passes, almost 200 yards, 4 TDs. He just continues to pile them up. I believe he threw for a pair here in the first half of tonight's ball game, so just continues to add to that season total. I believe that makes it 29 on the season. As we see the kickoff here, a squib kick, bounces, rolls all the way down, and just falling on it is Gavin Huffman, about the 27-yard line, and we'll see North Wilkes work their way onto the field once again, but trailing big time now, 48-0, unfortunately for North Wilkes, Nate, something they're used to this year.
They are. It's been a rough year for the Vikings program as a whole, but hopefully the JV team, they're doing pretty well this year, so hopefully they got a lot to build for the future.
1st and 10 on their own 27. Bogus. Counter handoff to the far side. Hunt, no room to work though. Rocked right at the line of scrimmage, so no gain. That'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Vikings. They did put together a pair of nice drives in that first half, but so far in the second half to no avail, unable to duplicate some of that success they found both on the ground and in the air. As we see a stop made in the backfield. Leading the charge that time, one of the men, Alex Richardson, coming up with a nice play.
It's all Ben Brown in there as well, making a tackle.
Good to see the pair of juniors getting some nice playing time here in this second half, coming up with a big play there. Nice step up defensively. 3rd and 10 now, 3 wide set. Bogus still in at QB, rolling out, having to throw on the run, looking to that far sideline, and just out of the hands of the intended man, David Wood. And that's going to be another punting situation now facing the Vikings. 4th down and 10. So Bogus backed up now to punt from his own 20. Barely gets this one off. Line drive punt low. Does take a nice roll, though. Gets that across the 50-yard line. And we'll see this Ashe County offense once again come onto the field, leading this one in dominating fashion, 48-0. Colin Ellis comes back on to try to orchestrate this offense yet again for another score. Second unit getting some good reps for the 3rd consecutive week. And second here at Ashe County High School on senior night. Big congrats here to all those 4-year men and the great careers they've had here, and they're not done by any means, Nate. They got a co-conference title last year, and the sole purpose of this season was to take the C&O off of that and make it a sole conference title, which I believe would be the first in Ashe County history.
It would be. I believe you're correct on that. Plus, you never know what we might be able to pull off in the state playoffs. Definitely, season's not over with by any stretch, and hopefully quite a few more games here for the Huskies.
Season's not over, but the 3rd quarter is, and we'll take a break here. Coming back, we'll have 4th quarter action between North Wilkes Vikings and the Ashe County Huskies right after this.
When it comes to insuring your home, business, automobiles, and property, you want an agency you can depend on. Miller Insurance has been serving this region for more than 60 years and are proud to now represent Everett Cash Mutual, which specializes in insuring farm property, equipment, livestock, and more. Before you renew your insurance policies, give us a call at 336-246-7151 or come see us in downtown West Jefferson. Miller Insurance is proud to be your hometown insurance agency that supports our hometown teams.
Welcome back into the 4th and final quarter of Friday night football action at Ashe County High School between the Ashe County Huskies and the visiting Vikings of North Wilkes. Tyler Rash, joined by Nathan Ham here on the broadcast, bringing you the action here tonight for senior night at Ashe County High School. Big salute once again to all these seniors. We were talking just before the break. The Huskies control their own destiny here, Nate. We know go ahead. I think it's safe to say you can put up a W for this week, which will improve the Huskies now to 8-0, and then a couple of stiff contests, though, to close out the season on the road against Star Mountain next Friday night and then at Elkin to close out the season.
Absolutely, and all three of those teams you just mentioned have a shot at winning the conference championship. Of course, for Star Mountain to win it outright, they'd have to have Ashe lose both their last two games. But Ashe and Elkin both have yet to taste defeat in the Mountain Valley Athletic Conference, and at least for the Huskies, hopefully that remains the same.
Here's Kissinger bouncing off a pair of tacklers, still refusing to go down, being carried now by his own man. Look at that team effort. Garrett Miller helping his fellow man right along there, but unfortunately we do see a flag fly downfield. And they're actually going to call a holding penalty against the Huskies, but that's a great teamwork there if there ever is team play, Nate.
Hey, might as well give it a shot. You never know what might happen there. Good job by helping the teammate out get a little bit further downfield.
So the senior there, Garrett Miller, or junior, should say, Garrett Miller trying to help his fellow man out, but to no avail. After the holding penalty, that'll back him up, then make it 2nd down and 7, excuse me. It's Ashe County offense, and there we see into the game. Actually on offense, missed it just a moment ago. That's Grant Thompson already into this ball game to start off this 4th quarter for the Ashe County Huskies. So the freshman QB getting some good work in. Start off this final period of tonight's contest. And watching this team play, of course there we saw actually loss of about 3 or 4 there, so that's going to make it 3rd and 11. I think, myself included here, maybe taking for granted what the Huskies are doing so far this season, undefeated, and with a win here tonight as we, unless a miracle happens, going to go to 8-0, and this is just a great season. I think, we can't take it for granted.
It has been. We've both been watching a lot of Husky football over the years, and I don't think either one of us quite seen a team this talented, this well coached, and this well prepared week in and week out.
Nice play, back to the action. There is Garrett Miller, this time making a catch. Nice hookup between Thompson and Miller. Going to get it close to a 1st down, just a couple of yards shy. Gain of about 10 there. That'll make it 4th down and 2. But, yeah, Nate, this Ashe County team, can't talk enough about the talent on the field. And then the work of head coach Brian Hampton. We know he's no stranger to turning programs around. What he did down at North Surrey was just great, and he's doing it here at Ashe County High School.
Absolutely. Coach Hampton really feels like he adjusts his offense to the players he has. And I think that's something key that a lot of coaches don't really want to do that. They want to make the players fit what they're comfortable running. But for Coach Hampton, we've seen the offense change around quite a bit. And especially for this year, just going to the full air raid attack, something we definitely didn't see last year at all. And, props to the coaching staff working with the kids and the talent they have to get the absolute best out of it.
Yeah, and you talk about a complete switch to the offensive scheme. And maybe, you might expect, kind of a learning curve from Ashe County offense, but we've yet to see that this entire season.
You're right. I think a lot of the preseason, off-season work towards the games really helped smooth that transition out quite a bit. And having a senior quarterback that could make all the plays and execute all the throws that they need him to has just made the offense pretty much flawless.
Yeah, you're exactly right. A well-oiled machine. They just continue to get better week in and week out. As we get back to the action now, we did see a turnover on downs from the Huskies. And before this snap is off, I believe we're going to have a timeout. And indeed we will, from the North Wilkes Vikings. So we won't put it up officially yet, but looking ahead, these last 2 weeks on the road, Starmount and Elkin, and we said Ashe County controls their own destiny. It's going to be interesting here, Nate. We don't want to talk about the Huskies getting too overly confident, but they haven't been contested in quite some time, and I think that's certainly going to come to an end, at least with the no-contest games here these last 2 weeks.
Oh, you're absolutely right. We definitely won't see a running clock anytime soon, I don't think, with the caliber of teams we'll be playing. But Ashe has really played well when called upon this year to make some plays in the clutch and whatnot, so I would fully expect Ashe to be prepared for Starmount and also be prepared for Elkin.
It certainly hasn't hurt matters that the Huskies have been able to get their first string plenty of rest here these last 3 weeks. You can never be too healthy when it comes to football. As we see there, the handoff after the timeout for North Wilkes, trying to go to that left side. Nothing doing, however. As we'll take another quick look there at the Mountain Valley Conference standings, exactly where things sit right now. One team, bit of surprise for me, Nate. I don't know about you. Wilkes Central sitting right now, as of entering play tonight, at 4th place in this conference at 2-2.
Yeah, scored a big win over Allegheny last week, and that really goes to show how much they've improved as the seasons went along. They were really getting blown out by a lot of teams early as well, but beat Allegheny and playing Elkin a little bit closer than probably some teams thought they would tonight.
Now Bogus firing it across the middle and hooks up once again with Patrick Hill. Moves it into Husky territory down about just outside of the 40-yard line. Right at the first down marker. I believe they're going to say that is enough to move those chains. Indeed it is. Mark it down at the 40-yard line. 1st and 10, North Wilkes. Trying to spoil Ashe County's shutout here tonight, Nate, that the defense has pitched so far. Bogus all alone in the backfield, dropping back, airing it out deep. Pass is deflected and into the hands of Joseph Louder. He's going back the other way. He's crossed the 30, the 40, the 50. He may take it all away. Will finally be wrapped up by the quarterback, Bogus, but not before he gets all the way deep into North Wilkes territory.
Great play there by our junior safety, and good tackle there by Bogus, hoping to be the last line of defense there. If he hadn't pulled him down, probably would have went the entire distance.
And how about that athletic play from the senior corner, Kenny Reed there, tipping that ball. Perfect defense was played, and then tips it into the air, and Louder, the recipient there of the tipped pass, and he knows what to do with that, catches it, takes it back the other way, all the way to the 35-yard line, and you can't discount quarterback Bogus making the stop, though, and unwilling to give up the pick six after he threw the interception. Now back to the action. Kissinger gets the carry up the middle. Nice gainer that time on first down. Pick up about 4 or 5 yards. This Ashe County defense, Nate, how about that, coming up with another interception? That's what, number 3 here tonight.
I believe you're exactly right on that. And could have had another one. I believe Reed dropped one there in the first quarter. Could have had that one as well. But just another tremendous defensive effort from the Huskies.
Yeah, Reed unable to come up with the interception there, but you can pretty much credit him with that, breaking up that pass. Louder just at the right place at the right time, reading the ball well, though, and he gets credit with that interception. And another handoff goes to Kissinger off the left side this time. Stopped at the left hash mark. Inside the 30, ball about the 28-yard line. 3rd down. 3 yards to go to gain that first. Ashe County trying to keep this drive alive late in this one, though. Already the outcome's decided just by how much. Final margin yet to be determined. 48-0 right now. Thompson this time keeps it himself. Nice pickup there on the QB keep on the option. And I believe that's going to be enough to move those chains. And indeed it will, as we get the official signal from the referee. Mark it down at the 25-yard line now. Fresh set of downs for Ashe County, 1st and 10. Chugging right along no matter who's at the quarterback position tonight, Nate.
Absolutely, having no problems moving the football. Good to see. I'm sure Coach Hampton's happy to see pretty much continued success no matter who's been under center.
Thompson hands it off. Met immediately, though, is Kissinger. Excuse me, that's Carlos Reed actually into the game now at halfback. Nothing doing that time. I tell you what, he's filled in here. I know it's been, just what you call quote-unquote garbage time. But Grant Thompson, he's been a little shaky in a couple of other games he's been in, but so far here tonight has looked much better to me. He's completed a pass already and a nice scamper there for about 5 yards just to play a go.
Yeah, and he'll continue to learn the offense as well, only a freshman. And, of course, we'll get extra playing time on Thursdays with the JV team. But as you said, getting a little bit more comfortable out here and looking quite a bit better tonight than he has in games past.
Yeah, Thompson, we remind you, just if you're tuning in or may not be aware, he's just a freshman, folks. So certainly most likely a bright future ahead for him. Still learning the quarterback position here at the high school level, and nothing better than getting varsity experience as a freshman, as we see the Huskies now with a 3rd and 7 after the run by Carlos Reed. 3 men wide. Elmer Alvarez, Garrett Miller on the left. Thompson dropping back and looking to the left, fires it to the near sideline. Miller wide open, and he turns around, waltzes into the end zone. So Garrett Miller, the recipient there, another touchdown for Ashe County.
And nice throw there by the freshman quarterback. Couldn't have placed that one much more better. Miller wide open and gets the easy score.
Yeah, great footwork there as we see on replay from Thompson. Delivers just a perfect pass. Miller got past the defense and turns around, waltzes into the end zone, and good to see the junior wide receiver there getting the touchdown. So add on 6 more, looking to make it 7 more. Bradley Lucas. This kick is just off to the right, however, so Ashe County will have to settle for 6 more. But really in full domination mode now is Ashe County 54-0. So we see another drive to the end zone, and congrats there to Grant Thompson, your first touchdown at the varsity level.
Absolutely, first touchdown pass, something I'm sure he'll remember for years to come.
And a welcome sight from Husky fans, and sure, we'll see plenty more of those before it's all said and done with his high school career. As we mentioned, just a freshman, and Garrett Miller, the junior, getting his first touchdown catch, I know, of the season and possibly of his career at the varsity level here for Ashe County. So a pair of guys hooking up for a nice touchdown. As we see there, 6 plays, 35 yards, capped off by that 22-yard bullet from Thompson to Miller. Takes it in for the touchdown. 54-0 now on the Sky Zone HD Game of the Week, brought to you by Miller Insurance, located in downtown West Jefferson. Be sure to check out Miller Insurance for all your insurance needs. Bradley Lucas just missed the extra point attempt, but on to boot this one away on the kickoff. Squib kick, gonna roll and bounce out of bounds. Wanted to make extra sure there, did the return man, and the flag flies. So Hayden Myers making sure that one had no chance of staying in bounds, and the Huskies could recover. So some good field position upcoming for the Vikings to start off this drive. Just a few minutes left in this ball game. All but a done deal. All that's left is for this clock to run down to zeros. Ashe County just continues to pile up the points. Actually, Nate, we see North Wilkes going to make Ashe re-kick. So interesting choice there, as we see some of the special teams players grabbing their helmets, running back onto the field. Louder. And also joined there, number 55, Cody Blevins, a little late getting back onto the field for Ashe County. So they'll back him up. And Ashe will re-kick. North Wilkes set deep to return. May just be an instance here where Coach Chitton would like to get his special teams a little more practice on this return game. Haven't had a lot of success returning kickoffs. Did have a couple of nice returns, but Huskies able to bottle up very quickly, as they so often do. This one we fielded around the 30-yard line and working it back up the field. Here's a nice return, Nate, getting up close to midfield. We see big number 34, Nathan Anderson, also another freshman.
Yeah, smart move there by Coach Chipman. It gained about 15 yards by not taking the penalty there with a good solid return. And I'm sure, you know, this is probably about the best field position North Wilkes has had. Maybe they can punch one in, kind of help their spirits going into the next contest.
So mark it at the 48-yard line. The Vikings will come back onto the field on offense. 3 wide set. Here's the toss sweep, choosing to keep it on the ground, fighting forward, and being wrestled down after he works it cross field. Hunt again on the carry. Tackle made, I believe, by Brown. Nice pickup on the first down. That'll make it 2nd down and 5 from the Ashe County 47-yard line. There's a toss sweep now to the left side. Hunt working it up the field inside the 45. Nice shoestring tackle made there on the opposite side. Again, coming up is Ben Brown with a nice defensive stop. Tripping up Hunt just shy of the 1st down marker. Nice open field tackle. That'll make it 3rd down and about a yard to go to pick up the first for North Wilkes inside the Husky 45-yard line. Looking to get it to the 42 to keep this drive going. Now Bogus going to keep it himself on the option, and works it down to pick up the first down yardage that he needs, and then an extra yard or two as he'll be dropped at the 40. Time continues just to tick away here. Certainly been a 12th man for the Huskies in the second half with the running clock, and 54-0 lead doesn't hurt matters either, Nate.
Oh, you're exactly right on that.
1st and 10 it'll be on the 40. Delayed handoff once again. Here's a nice gainer on first down, but a nice tackle there at the end. Laying down the law, I believe that was Elijah Williams, number 50.
Haven't seen him on the field much this season, but right there, just a manly tackle there, just rips him down.
That's exactly right, getting his money's worth. Elijah Williams, the senior, 6 foot, 215 pounds. Good to see him getting some action on senior night here at Ashe County High School and be rewarded with some good PT and a victory as we see Hunt carrying off to the near side. And there's Williams again in on the tackle, as well as Ben Brown. He's been everywhere here in this second half.
He has. And as for Brown, I believe he's just a junior, so good to see signs of playing, especially from the linebacker core that will be here on next year's squad.
And looks like that we'll have to get off at least one more play. So we see Bogus and this offense lined up again. 3rd down and about 2 yards to go. He's dropping back, still searching for an open man. Chucks it deep downfield. This one into traffic, nearly intercepted. Kenny Reed, he just cannot buy a pick here tonight. Nate, he's kicking himself once again.
He can. I believe that's the 2nd interception he's dropped tonight. Senior looks like he's looking up the sky like, come on, let me have one.
He'll have to settle for a big-time victory here tonight, as well as some nice defense, but no interception. He has tipped a couple of passes, led to an INT here just a few minutes ago. 4th down and a couple to go, but no need to even get off the snap. And that's it. We go final as the clock hits 0. Ashe County going to come away here, Nate, with another big-time victory, 54-0, and the perfect season stays intact. The Huskies improve now to 8-0 on the year.
Absolutely, 2 big games coming up with Starmount and Elkin on the road. Conference championship on the line, and Ashe looking for an undefeated season. Certainly a first time in Husky history if they can pull that off, and what would most definitely be a very good seed in the 2A state playoffs.
So Ashe County again going to come away with the victory. We can move that 7-0 and 4-0 to now 8-0 and 5-0. As you said, the undefeated, unblemished season just continues here for the Ashe County Huskies. These wins just keep on coming, and they make it look easier every week, it seems, Nate.
They do. Getting a lot more balance on offense. Defense keeps playing well, and Coach Hampton and the rest of those guys on the coaching staff keeping these kids motivated and focused and on what lies ahead. Not to look too far ahead. Obviously, they weren't looking past North Wilkes tonight, shutting them out, putting an absolute beating on the visiting team. Just another great win all around for the program.
And if other scores around the area hold up, it will remain that Elkin be undefeated for at least another week. And then, of course, Starmount as well leading big time right now. So it could be interesting to see. Definitely, I think we expected this, that the conference title is going to run through Starmount, and then maybe a little surprising to some people, Elkin as well.
Yeah, Elkin's had a really good season. Always thought they had the athletes, finally putting it together this year, and really been a threat to pretty much every team in the Mountain Valley. Got off to a little slow start in the non-conference slate of things, but in the Mountain Valley, been a whole different world for the Elks.
Yeah, as you said, and if they do hang on, they'll improve to 5-4 overall. As you said, the overall record, pretty much you can throw that out the window at this point. They're looking for conference. And, of course, Elkin, as you said, couldn't find a win out of conference, played a tough schedule, but in conference have shown their dominance. And I'll tell you what, another team that they've taken themselves out with an upset last week, Wilkes Central beating Allegheny, but the Trojans, they have a tough slate as well. They're in the same boat as Ashe County, having to play Starmount and Elkin the final 2 weeks of the season.
Yeah, you know, the way the season started for Allegheny, they were undefeated as well. But they've struggled here in the conference play, and you know, if it just works out to where they lose their last 2 games, it's going to be hard to swallow having a losing conference record after entering conference play undefeated.
Yeah, certainly it's been a tough year last few weeks for Allegheny, and certainly hope the Trojans can turn it around. Being tested a little bit right now against West Wilkes, kind of surprisingly leading. I believe last check the third quarter they were ahead, though, 21-14. If they certainly lose that one, definitely a disappointment.
Oh, absolutely. And Allegheny had a lot on the line coming into this week. Kind of had to stay close to top if they were hoping to get a top 1A playoff seed with Elkin and Starmount ahead of them. But, yeah, if they drop that West Wilkes game, they'll certainly be kicking themselves even more.
So that'll do it for our coverage here tonight. And, of course, we thank you for watching again here on the Sky Zone HD Game of the Week, brought to you by Miller Insurance. For Nathan Ham, Corbin Richardson, Angus Lamont, and everyone at Sky Zone Sports, I'm Tyler Rash. Thanks for watching.